Hi guys, it's Nancy. I hope you have been following along with the new release for August 2022 with Catherine Pooler Designs. I'm going to show you guys some of the cards I made, and then we're going to make another one, and we have a couple of new products to show in this video. So I just want to remind you guys, if you have not joined Stamp Nation yet, this is the Horn of Plenty stamp. It's super cute. I did make a video with this. I used the new two-tone brown paper with this, and it's free if you join Stamp Nation in August. So I'll put the link down below for you guys. And it does have dies. They're an additional purchase if you want to purchase the dies to go with it. But I think it's super cute. And then we have the leaves, which we're going to use today. These are called the Fall Finds, and I use the Harvest Festival paper in the background, the Fall Finds, and then the new sequins. I keep wanting to call them Granny Apple Green. They are called Dublin. Oh, you think I'd remember that since it was one of my favorite places to visit. Dublin. All right, so we use that on this one. Very simple, very fun. Okay, the next one is probably one of my favorites. Again, use the pattern paper in the background. Use the Fall Find stamps and matching dies. Some more of those Dublin sequins. And let's go jump in the leaves. What a fun sentiment for that. And then I had some extra leaves left over, so I made this card. I didn't film it, but I think this is the one we'll make today. We'll change it up a little bit. And this is using the Harvest Festival background paper, the new Criss Cross applesauce background die, which I used in a letterpress fashion. So I'm going to show you that. And then I took the new thank you die, I'm going to show you that, and then the leftover leaves that I had from the other project, and put those down with some more sequins, and these are called the Mazatelan, I hope I'm saying that right, sequins. So let's make this together. So I've already got my card base cut out. I picked out a piece of the Harvest Festival background paper, so this is going to be our background. And then we're going to grab some Catherine Pooler Premium cardstock, right? It's a nice heavy 100-pound cardstock. So I grabbed some of that. And I want to show you guys these new embossing powders. So we have Cargo, which is going to, these are all going to match the new browns that were just released. Cream on Top, Spice Latte, and Macchiato, and they're very chunky. So let's see what they look like. Now, when you are using chunky embossing powders, it's best to let your heat gun heat up a little bit and then heat from the bottom. So we're going to do each one here just to see what they look like. I'm just going to do like a little smear. We'll do one at a time. So this one, we'll start with the lightest, Cream on Top. Actually, no, we're going to do them all in this. Can't open it. Okay. This one's going to be Cargo. And I just have a coffee filter here. I'm going to turn my gun on so it starts to heat up, and you'll see me start from the bottom. You know what this reminds me of? Beach sand, you guys. It's very chunky. There's a lot of mica in there. It's super glossy. Oh, this would be great for summer cards. Okay, so that one was Cargo. Lots of mica in there. It's kind of cool. Okay, so let's move on then to the next one, which will be lighter. This one's called Cream on Top. Boy, they make sure that you're not losing anything in packaging there. Oh, this one's a little thinner. It almost looks like sugar crystals. Much lighter. If you got that latte set, this would be perfect for that. I didn't get that one, but it is on my list now to get. So cream on top for that one. Let's heat it up and see what it looks like. Same thing, I'm going to start from the bottom. There's a lot of glitter in this one. Okay, that one is very pretty, very delicate. I think this is going to go great for holidays. Like I said, the coffee, weddings. It's a sheer champagne gold. Lots of shimmer and glitter in there. That one's very pretty. Oh, I like that one a lot. Okay, so that one is cream on top. Okay, we have two more to try out here. So I'm going to try Spice Latte next. I have it open and ready to go here. And that's another chunky one. You can see all that mica in there, just like Cargo. Ooh, doesn't that look good? Like, I want to put that on top of some muffins or something. That color is gorgeous. Lot of chunkiness in that one. It's fun. A lot of good texture in that. Again, gonna heat from the bottom. Look at all that mica. Okay, this would look great if you got the pie set. Beautiful. Okay, and then last but not least is macchiato. And it's also a nice chunky one. Okay, you take macchiato and Cargo and mix those together and you have the perfect beach. You really do. So pretty, all of those. So those are the 4 new embossing powders that are going to match the new inks. I think these go great with all of the stamp sets that were released because you have the pie one, you have the coffee one, of course you have the leaves. So now I'm going to do, I think I want to do the die cut out of this. It's a rich color though I want though. I think I'm going to go with Cargo. I think I like that. And I think that'll match this pretty well. Yeah, let's do Cargo. So to do that, we're going to take another piece And I'm going to, let me show you guys the die. So this is called an all-in-one thank you word die. And it's all one word. So when I swipe my Wow embossing powder, or the Wow embossing pad and the embossing powder, I want to make sure that I cover this whole area so it cuts out. And let's bring in, what color did we say? Cargo we wanted to do, right? And you just want a nice, good coating of that sticky ink so it holds on to it. Okay. All right. I'm going to give that a second to cool down. It really does look like gravel, you guys. Lots of fun colors in there. Some coppers, the mica, dark brown, medium brown. That's really cool. All right, so we're going to set that aside, and then we're going to die cut this thank you. So we're going to let that cool down a moment. In the meantime, I did use all my leaves, so let's stamp some more. And again, I'm going to kind of do my little lazy method here. So I'm going to bring another piece of Captain Puller cardstock in. All right. And this time I'm going to use the dies to line up my stamps. And before I had die cut them all, and I thought, well, that's fun. I thought, why didn't I use these to line them up? So I'm going to do here. This would have been so much easier for me to do. I don't know why I wasn't thinking it. Probably because it was late. So all I'm doing is just lining them up with my dies. And I don't need to do all of them. But again, then I can die cut them and have plenty left over. So you can see they snuggle very nicely inside their coordinating dies. Oh, this one was... Okay, so once they are all snuggled into the die in the right place, now I can move that. Make sure everybody is sitting properly in the die. Okay, so they're all in there. They're not going to move. Now I'm going to close the Misty door. And pick all those stamps up. Okay, now I can remove the die. We're going to come back to that and remove my little acorn die. And now I'm just going to mix and match my inks. Don't need to do anything special there. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with some colors here and just ink. And I do realize some of these are going to overlap. I'm not worried about that. So that was eucalyptus, going with some sauna. Some ginger. Merlot. And sandcastle. And again, I don't need it to be perfect. I just need to have some ink down. And if you're worried about getting a little bit of ink on your ink pads, there's some cross-contamination, you can just take a paper towel and just wipe it up. It'll come right up. Ta-da! Okay, so here I need a little bit more on that mushroom. I think everything else looks pretty good. Could go... Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not going to mess with it. I think those look good. Okay, so now we're just going to die cut this. And since we're going to be die cutting, we're going to do our embossing at the same time. Okay, so we're going to do all of our die cutting now. So now that we have, I'm going to use my Gemini Junior, this ready to cut. See, I can line everything up now. So much easier than the way I did it last time, and I wasn't even thinking. That's pretty good. Pretty darn good. Not perfect, but that's okay. The majority of them will look good. Where's my little acorn buddy? There he is. And after we die cut this, I'm going to die cut the thank you out of the embossing powder. Okay, just knocked over stuff on the back of my machine. That's okay. Look at that. They all popped right out. Isn't that nice and handy? So much better than last time. See? Sometimes it just takes a minute to remember how to do things. Okay, now we're going to die cut this thank you right out of here. Again, just a little bit of tape to secure it so it doesn't move. And then last but not least is this cover plate. So you can cut the cover plate all the way through, and it's fun because it has this kind of plaid look. But I didn't want to cut it all the way through because I didn't want to piece everything together, which is what I would have done. So I thought, okay, it's really pretty. What if I just do just some dry embossing with it, basically, is what you're doing. So we're going to take our cutting plate. Make sure all your paper's on there. And then I'm going to take a thin rubber shim. Check your machine and what it comes with, but you want a rubber shim. Then I'm going to put my paper through. Then I'm going to put my Criss Cross applesauce cover plate. May want to secure that with a little bit of tape to make sure that that paper doesn't move out from under there. And then for the Gemini Junior, I'm going to do my magnetic shim on top. And then my cutting plate. I'm leaving out the milky shim for now. If I think it's too much, not enough pressure, then I can add it back in. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. Okay, so that did not emboss, so that's okay. And actually it moved. So we're going to do that again, but we're going to add the milky shim back in and run that through again. That might be too much. I think it just cut through it. It did cut through it. I can hear it. That's not what I wanted to do. I think I was supposed to leave the magnetic shim out. One of them I'm supposed to take out. It didn't cut all the way through, did it? Oh yeah, it did. Well, let's see what it looks like. Can we still use this? Look at that. It did. That's not hateful, but that's not what I wanted. So let's try that again. I think I was supposed to leave out the magnetic shim. All right, so embossing mat. I grab another piece of paper. Not one that's already cut out. Okay. Milky shim, top shim, no magnetic shim. I took out the wrong one earlier. I think that's the right combo. Ta-da! Okay, that's what we wanted. So it is embossed. It's not completely cut all the way through. There we go. All right, we got a couple pieces, but that's okay. We're going to glue those down. All right, that's what we wanted. All right, let's start assembly now. Okay, guys, so now is just putting everything together. I have my Bearly Arts glue. I'm going to do my pattern paper first. And I think this is 5.5 by 4.25. Yep. So that's going to cover my full card front. And that just remind you like of a flannel shirt. Then we're going to carefully piece this together. And I cut this down to 5 by 3.75. I want to make sure all these little pieces get glue, because we don't want any of those popping out. I'm just pressing down any of those pieces that started to come up. Press those down. Okay, and then we have our thank you, which is die cut now. And again, this was the macchiato, right? Is that the one we did, or cargo? Now I can't remember. I think we did cargo, the darker one. Very cool. Put that in the middle. Matches nicely with our background paper. And now we just add our leaves. So easy to do. Look how pretty they came out. So much easier to do it that way. I just wasn't thinking. And of course, we need sequins. There we go. So similar ways, just used a little bit different pattern paper. On this one, I did cut the pattern paper to say thank you. I kind of like the heat embossed one better on this one. And I'm showing more of the pattern paper on the outside there. So there you go. And again, we use the new Mazatelan, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that. Sequin mix. We used some of the new, or one of the used, we used the new Cargo Wow embossing powder. We used the new Fall Finds stamp and matching dies. We used the Criss Cross applesauce cover plate. We used the all-in-one thank you word die. And of course the Harvest Festival 6x6 pattern paper. You can check all of these out as part of the new release over at Catherine Pooler Designs. If you have any questions, post them down below. If you enjoyed watching this card making session, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my account. There will be affiliate links down below if you're interested in purchasing. I do get a small commission, but thank you guys for watching and keep on stamping. Bye-bye.